My name's Bill Stewart and I work for Apple and I work in the CoreAudio group.
My name is Ge Wang. I'm an assistant professor at Stanford University. I'm also the co-founder and chief creative officer of SMULE. Well, making computer music is kind of like making food. I like cooking. I like eating. I'm not very good at cooking, but it's kind of like, instead of getting I like eating. I mean, you get just a good dish presented to you, but sometimes it's better if you can sometimes go in the kitchen and make it yourselves. Yeah. So computer music is like that for sound. So I think that's I don't know. I think there's a lot of analogies between food and sound.
A lot of creative people tend to like to release their creativity in different ways. It's the same thought processes, the same attempts at doing something that excites them, but manifested in different ways. That's what propels you to move the next step.
I think there's immense joy in just doing. That's it. I mean, there's just, and I think all of us, the three of us here, I think all we like to build things. I think the very act of like actually working on something, designing it, building it, tweaking it, and trying to realize some vision or whatever you want to call it. I think it's that's definitely a propelling force. And I guess I'm pretty thankful and kind of shocked that I am being paid to do some things I'm doing right now. I feel very fortunate to be able to continue creating, trying to make new stuff. And that could also fund my eating.
Okay. I'd like to hear what both of you have to say about new music and new sound. And you don't have to agree with each other. That's what this whole conversation is about. It's interesting for everyone else out there to have an idea how the personal philosophy mingles with the creative act.
For me, like, music is something that really engages my ears in a way that moves me, perhaps, or somehow otherwise engages me. In another sense, in a way maybe that's not quite answering the question, is that it's music if it's music I'll know it when I hear it.
When I first started in this, I got very interested in computers, which were, at that time, this was in the 80s, I guess, they were this, from my experience of them at that point, they were this very static and sterile business thing, and it was this revelation to me at the time that you could actually use them to do creative things, because I'd never really been that curious about technology at that point. And then it was this whole exploration, well, what does it mean to make audio digital? This tool that's got enormous possibilities for expression. Musical life, I like to keep away from computers because there's a kind of division to me between that process and the process of actually making music for me.
That's an interesting thought. Do you play any musical instruments?
Yeah, well, actually I started playing, I don't play this anymore, and I started on the accordion.
Very good. I like
At
that.
the age of 7.
7?
Yeah, I was growing up in Beijing, and I guess like all the kids growing up then, it's like the societal, the norm was like, you gotta either learn a violin or a piano. This is stereotypically ballad instruments. This hot-shot accordion teacher rolled into town and put a flag down and said, "You kids need to learn accordion, and this is the class in which he or she can do that." I guess at one time I listened to a lot of heavy metal, hard rock.
Really?
And then I've mellowed out at other times, but now I listen to everything from that to rock to classical to rap to, really crazy, wonderful, and sometimes excruciating computer music.
I'm going to go back to what Bill said. He said that he felt that he separates or attempts to separate his work on computers from his music making.
Right.
Do you feel that you do that? Do you want to do that? Or there really isn't no clear demarcation?
I think there is, whether it's demarcation or not, it definitely engages different parts of I think, the musical brain.
I agree.
in that there's a different, you know, whether it's like kind of just aesthetically or socially, kind of what you think about, you know, computer music or kind of non-computer music, or sometimes you still think of them as kind of an umbrella of just music. And of course, a lot of music actually incorporate elements of both. But maybe an analogy here is like, you know, playing like guitar versus playing Guitar Hero Rock Band. You know, one is an instrument, the other is a game that pretends to be an instrument. Actually, we have a setup at SMULE that just this is what we do at work all day. You know,
Really?
we have like
Truth comes out.
the Rock Band drum set, the guitar, the bass, and the microphone. I think there's a quote by the HCI researcher that says, you know, the old computing is about what computers can do. The new computing is about what people can do.